Okay, Mr. Grover, I'm doing another video for the Blue Stream YouTube channel to document all this evidence. Again, you already know I have got a blue cord to show the blue stream line that Hugo said intersects the corner of my porch. And this is in the major of flood alerts. The cell phones are all bleeping flood alert, flood alert. And there is, not even when it's raining right now, and there is no stream, and there are no fish, and there never will be any fish, and it's raining pretty hard. And this is my Erector Set Garage 22 gauge steel that's awaiting for 3 years, and it will be placed right, the entrance will be right where they wanted to have that old hot tub disposed of, and that's the place. You can see it on the map, and you can see the tarps. See, I'm trying to protect my vehicle paint, okay? And this is what happens to the sun up here is so strong that it will literally eat a tarp. And that is a tarp that is UV resistant, and it's been eaten through as well. So that's why I need the garage, is to protect the paint job of my vehicles. And there is no blue stream line, there's no stream at all, there's no water puddling at all. I'm going to show you some videos of Little Rock down below. You can't see it because up in the mountains or in the cloud, but Little Rock down below there's puddles all over the place. Not really terrible, but if there was any kind of flooding, it's down there. It's not up here. This is very porous soil. It's a decomposing granite sand. It sinks in real quick. So there's no puddling anywhere around here. And these are the vehicles I want to protect the paint on, including my little four-wheeler. And I talked to my friend Bill Guild. He said he got an email from you claiming that fish were never a problem and there was never a fish and game issue, and that's wrong, because Hugo Acevedo explicitly told me it's a fish and game regulation. And then when I went to and I drew up all the plans for the stem wall with 800 square inches of holes, I would never have drawn that if Hugo had not said there's a fish and game regulation requiring it so the water could flow across the slab to allow fish to swim. It's ridiculous. Bill Guild knows a forester named Bob who does the Little Rock Dam area over there. He knows the regulations. There is no such fish and game regulations. He referred us to a document which talks about the blue stream line. A blue stream line is a real stream with water running, not transient, not ephemeral, E-P-H-E-R-M-A-L, meaning, occasional, whatever. And it does not, so there's no blue streamline, totally incorrect. Hugo had me on a wild goose chase. 4 engineering firms looked at the drafting I did. They're like, well, why do you need the holes? And I said, well, I need it so the water can flow across so the fish can swim. Building and safety. And they don't want anything to do with the project. They said, this is nuts, it's crazy, you'll be wasting your money, thousands and thousands of dollars to engineer this stem wall with holes for fish and water. So they won't take the project because they know building and safety is going to reject. And they don't want to, and I even talked to the firemen in Azusa. I've been there twice. The firemen have seen the plans. They can't believe what building and safety is doing. And they said, don't pay us until you get the sign off from building and safety. And it's an all steel garage here. So they said, we aren't going to have any problem with that at all. And they're the nicest firemen you've ever want to meet in Azusa. They're the nicest people, and they feel bad for me that this has gone on for over 3 years. And this snow load thing. Okay, I have 2, not 1, but 2 licensed civil engineers in the state of California, Chris Lee, the engineer of origin, and Reza Moslemi, who did all the calculations by hand using 3 graphical methods. And your friend Mo Al-Assad, and I know you're a good friend of his, and I know you like him very much, like we all like our friends, but Mo treated me very unprofessionally, very badly. He threw the entire package back at me, and he wouldn't accept it. And I'm not going to use the swear words he used, but you could have heard a pin drop in that Lancaster office on K6. I walked out of there with like a dog with my tail between my legs because Mo chastised me for the calculations I paid Ray's a good money for, hundreds of dollars, and he put his wet seal. They don't put their stamp and their signature on all those designs haphazardly. They're putting their name on the line. And when they do that, that means that if that ever buckles, it's the engineer's responsibility. It's not building and safety. And according to other contractors like my friend Breck McLaughlin, 40 pounds per square foot, that'd require a 27-foot snowdrift to apply that kind of pressure to a structure for 40 pounds per square foot. There are palm trees here, Mr. Grover. My neighbors over there, palm trees thrive here. Okay, palm trees, love it. This is climate zone 18. You can look that up on the internet. It's a very mild mountain climate only known to the mountains of Southern California. There is never going to be a 27-foot snowdrift to apply 40 pounds per square foot, even though I know it's in the county regulations. But it's the engineer's stamp. And you can call Chris Lee. I have his number. He's shocked. He can't believe I don't have my building permit yet. He's shocked. You can call him anytime. He did the calculations for this garage using a computer. Now, Reza didn't have a computer. He's old-fashioned. He's an older engineer. He did them by hand, graphical calculations, 3 different methods, which Mo said was BS, and he used the full word at me, and he's all red-faced angry. And then I went crawling back to Hugo, begging, how do I get this done? And then, well, then that's when the stem walls came in, and I drew all, and Hugo said, yes, 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 this is exactly what, but you don't have to have it 32 inches. It can be 24 inches high. But 800 square inches of holes for the fish. And now, according to Bill, from email you from you, it has nothing to do with fish now that we know that there's no fish and game regulation because we talked to a forester. And now Hugo knows this and you know this too. So now it's back to the snow load. And there's never going to be a 27-foot snowdrift, Mr. Grover, ever. Never, ever. Palm trees will grow in my front yard. And I will show you the palm trees of my neighbors just over here. They thrive up here. All my neighbors have palm trees. Tons of people have steel garages. And it's an arched roof, an arch. An arch. Snow is not going to stick on an arch. It's going to fall off, slide. A pitched roof is different. You have a pitch. And even that 27-foot snowdrift, I mean, when I heard that from a couple contractors, I was just, because for 40 pounds per square foot, what kind of load is that? Well, that's about a 27-foot snowdrift. There's no way that that's ever going to happen here, ever. Not in climate zone 18. I mean, snow might fall at night and collect a little, but it melts by the time the morning comes around. So this is just more evidence for you. There's no blue streamline, and there's no fish and game regulation. Hugo had a blank stare when I went and asked him, give me the fish and game regulation you've been touting, running me around in a wild goose chase with these engineering firms. He didn't have an answer. Because there is no fish and game regulation for a blue streamline, there is no blue streamline. And then Bill says, well, there's a floodplain. You have a severe floodplain or something. What? There's not even any puddling, and I'm going to show you, because this is heavy rain here. This is January 13th of 2017, and this is my last extension. from regional planning. I paid $240 for that extension. I had another extension prior to that cost me $147. So I'm on extension upon extension, and I'm out of extensions. And I went to the Little Rock Town Council meeting with Bill last night. We talked to Donna Termier, very nice woman. I talked to her today on the phone. She's going to have her people look into this thing, and she says I might not even have to show her any more of this documentation. We're just going to give you the building permit. You know, it's a simple garage that not one, but two licensed civil engineers in the state of California has stamped the original plans and signed their name to it. Building and safety, now I returned all of the information back to them. They have all of the information with the you know, the quadruplicate plans with the wet seals and the signatures and all that kind of stuff. So they have all of that back again. So Mo, when he came up to me and he was like, well, Happy New Year, you know, he's being friendly with me. We don't have anything, sir. We don't have anything. Well, yeah, he forgot, he threw it at me and he said it was BS. So this is, I've had it. I've just had it. I had to appeal to a higher authority, and that's Catherine Barger, our new 5th District Supervisor, and she sent one of her staffers, a very nice woman named Donna Termier, and I talked to her today. And this is just getting way out of hand, outrageous for a simple garage. You know, to protect vehicles from the sun damage that rip through these tarps, and it's already just shading my Honda and my van. I can't have that. I need a place to park them. And that's what this is all about. And the fact that this is dragged on for over 3 years it just not only infuriates me, it infuriates Bill Guile, my friend, who he helps people with property and land issues all the times, and the nuisance abatement teams and all that kind of stuff, which I haven't run into any of that. But all of this, and I paid all this money for, you know, a permit for a simple garage is just, it's so out of bounds, it's not funny. So those are my vehicles. The garage, it would be where the hot tub is, and that's been documented in other videos I've done. And there is no floodplain, Mr. Grover. You know, if this is classified as some kind of severe floodplain, I think that you would see some puddling around here somewhere, and there isn't any. There's no puddling. There's raining, lots of rain, but I'm going to do some little videoing down in Little Rock, and you see flood puddles all over the place. This isn't the floodplain. Little Rock is the floodplain. Down, this is Little Rock, but down there in the valley is where the floodplain is, not up here with very porous soil where it just sinks in. So there's no floodplains here either. But I don't care what documentation you have. And it's that stamp from the engineers, 2 of them, if that crumpled under a 27-foot snowdrift or whatever, that's on those engineers. It's not on building and safety. So you're not protecting me. You may think you're protecting me, but you're not. You're standing in the way of me having a garage. And I paid for the permit, all the processing with all the extensions, and I've been running around like a wild goose chase to engineering firms, and it all for nothing because there is no fish and game regulation, and there will never be fish swimming up here in a blue stream line. So that's, I'll upload this. It's the 13th. Just because today is my last day for the extension, and Donna Termier is going to take care of this. And all I want, I'll let it all go. Just give me the building, clear it, the building permit, and I'll pay the firemen the money in Azusa and give them the pictures there. They're hoping that you just sign off on this. It's ridiculous what's going on. They're more than happy to clear this for fire. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna go into Little Rock. I'm gonna film the palm trees, which are only about maybe 4,000 feet that way, And then you're going to see all the puddling from the severe flood warnings that the cell phones have been, but there is no puddling here. And I'll show you up by my gate. I'll show you there is some water running up there.